Cars of Carlisle podcast, episode 51, getting ready for the 2019 Carlisle Events car show season.
Cars of Carlisle is your favorite internationally downloaded podcast about all things automotive. Darren and his CFC team are ever searching for interesting automotive happenings, real stories about real car people, and fun features to inform and entertain you. Each week, the Cars of Carlisle crew brings you show topics ranging from car shows to team adventures to auto racing weekends to behind-the-scenes human interest stories from car nuts that live across town, across the country, or even across the globe. Come join the road trip.
Today, Darren visits the offices of Carlisle Events to get the 411 on what the 2019 car show season has in store for all of us. Hear from the new General Manager, Scott Amig, and Public Relations Manager, Mike Garland, as they share with Darren the inside scoop on all the happenings and preparations going on at the Carlisle Fairgrounds. We are on the verge of what could be the coolest car show season yet. It's time to head to Carlisle and find out what's brewing at one of the best automotive venues anywhere. So let's get revved up.
Hello and welcome back, Cubers, to your favorite informative automotive podcast. I am your host, Darren, and this episode is devoted to getting ready for the 2019 car show season. In fact, we are all excited, both here at Cars of Carlisle and with our friends at Carlisle Events. I was just there this afternoon. It looks like the week before Spring Carlisle. All the blue trash cans are out, tents are up, signs are hung. A big thank you to Jim V at Carlisle Events. We have our banner on Gate 3 along the fence, so when you come to the shows and you come in through Gate 3, take a look to your right, you'll see the Cars of Carlisle podcast banner right there. So a huge thanks to Jim Venarski and the Carlisle Events team. They have been so supportive. So, we're going to need a trivia question for this week. I'll throw it out to you. What year did Bill Miller II and Chip Miller start the whole Carlisle Productions, which became Carlisle Events? So, the hint is it was before Reagan. Let's just say that when he was in office. So think about it, Google it, check it out, and we'll have the answer at the end of the show. But just wanted to make sure you had some inside scoop with some of the really cool things that are going to be happening this year. If you're coming to any of the shows, whether it be Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, maybe the spring swap meet, the spring auction, the summer auction, the fall swap meet, there's a ton happening, and the best guys to talk to are the two that I actually had a chance to sit down with in the offices today. And that was Scott Amig. He's the new general manager. He's also the facilities manager at Carlisle Events. And Mike Garland. He is the voice of Carlisle Events. You'll hear him across the loudspeaker and the PA's system throughout the shows. He's got the true radio voice, and he, as the public relations manager, is the guy to talk to about all things happening as well. So I found time to sit down with the two most appropriate guys, and let's go right to that now. Enjoy. This is Darren. I am actually over at the Carlisle Events offices, and I'm with Scott Amig, the new general manager, as well as Mike Garland. And you know Mike, of course, from before, but we wanted just to sit down. These guys are super busy. You can tell that there's a lot happening here on the fairgrounds. Spring Carlisle begins a week from yesterday, so in a matter of 6 days, it's going to be hopping, if not sooner. So, guys, thank you so much for taking time to meet with me.
Yes, no problem.
Thanks a lot, Darren.
Yep.
And let's just start with what to expect for Spring Carlisle. Anything new? I mean, next Wednesday, it's booming.
Spring Carlisle, we're still going to get that 110,000 person push over the course of the 5 days. We do have a new event planner, a little bit of a new mind running the show, Ed Vazeski, who has been our Chrysler event manager for many years and helps run the Important Performance Show. So Ed brings a strong automotive background to this show. Spaces are 96, 97% sold out going into this event, the automotive flea market spaces. And then really the newest thing for spring is the auction is now a 2-day auction, and it starts at 12 p.m. So the folks that are coming out and want to check out some of not only the show here at the fairgrounds, but over at the auction, you get an earlier start time over there. You get just as many cars sandwiched into a 2-day window, and a whole lot more fun and time to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I know that the Coopers have heard me say before, just being participative in that and driving the cars, it's great to be right in Menston and all that. Scott, anything to add with what to expect with the spring show?
No, I mean, Mike pretty well covered it. Spring is pretty much come here, you look to buy something or sell something, and it's 97, 98% sold out. We're at over 7,500 spaces sold at this point, right in that area. So it is going to be a lot of stuff here. And
year over year, is that, 2019 numbers looking good compared to 18, 17?
They're about 1% or 2% up from last year, so
okay.
It's really good. And we have a good chance of being sold out of vending spaces before next week. So.
Well, I know just waiting in your lobby, 2 or 3 calls came in just in a matter of 5 minutes, so that's a good sign.
Well, and it's important for folks to remember, too, they'll come to the show, they'll see some green space and say, oh, you guys said they were sold out. Well, it's just like a sporting event. Yeah. Just because the space is sold doesn't mean the body's in the seat or in the space, so to speak.
That's it.
So we're doing so well with that. Something else that's new between not only the show but season-wide, we launched a brand new website, CarlisleEvents.com, brand new website, new content, a new look, a little bit of an easier way to get around to. And then we're embracing the summer of '69 all year long, and that will be a theme throughout all of our shows this year.
Love it.
We're 50 years removed from that iconic year. Man on the Moon, Nixon in the White House, Beatles, Woodstock, all of that. So we're going to be spotlighting summer of '69 all year long, and it starts at Spring Carlisle. We have souvenir cups that are going to be for sale with special branding. We have souvenir T-shirts. We have very nicely designed summer of '69 stickers that folks can pick up. And you'll hear some music throughout the grounds that'll be more in tune with the era. Uh-huh. And it's just kind of like your 50-year class reunion this year at Carlisle, starting with the spring show.
And it was worthy enough for Brian Adams to write a song about it. So.
Yeah, it was. We reached out to him. He was not available or affordable. I forget which it was, but I think mostly just affordable.
It was one of those A's. I imagine it had dollar signs.
There was a dollar sign and at least 6 numbers involved, and
that's kind of daunting at best.
Pre-decimal point.
Yeah, I understand. Well, we were just getting ready for our interview, and you were talking a little bit about some of the cool things that are coming to Ford. And let's talk about new for 19, if you will.
Well, the summer of '69 theme across the board, special displays at every show. I wish I could remember them all off the top of my head, but at Chevy, and in no particular order, Chevrolet, there's the El Camino, the Blazer. Ford has the Mach 1, the Fox bodies, or not a 50-year, but a special display.
Boss Maverick.
The Boss, the Maverick. Chrysler is the Dodge Daytona 500 and Charger and the Super
GTO
B.
Judge.
There's so much. There really is so much. Corvette is doing, of course, the challenge car and the race reunion and spotlighting 1969 Corvettes. So we're really doing the best we can to spotlight that summer of '69 theme throughout all of our shows with special displays and special cars. And then as you get into these events, you're going to see a lot of the same great activities that people love: the burnouts, the beauty, low car limbo, autocross, drifting, with thrill rides. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have some fun with Ford. They're planning hot laps in the Ford GT. Chrysler is going to do their thrill rides that they've done in years past. And there are still some things that, we just had the phone call with the Chrysler folks a couple of days ago. So some of these things are still in the planning stages, and we can't really talk about what all's going on, but you get special guests. Chrysler's got Dave Ray. Ford has Mike Finnegan from Roadkill. Looks like, what's the guy's name that we were just talking about in a meeting? Chris
Jacobs.
Chris Jacobs, yes.
Velocity, he'll be here.
Yeah, Chris Jacobs is coming in.
That's
So
Chrysler.
So it's going to be a really kind of a who's who all summer long of special guests and special displays, and it's not just the big name guys that are on TV like Jacobs and Finnegan. I mean, you get old school racers, the Golden Commandos and the Ram Charger guys that come in. Yeah, Linda Vaughn's actually going to be here as part of the Chevrolet show.
Looks amazing.
And I think the biggest thing, there are so many things on our season schedule. The Chevrolet Nationals this year, we're doing a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday, June 21st and 22nd. But the crescendo to the show on the 22nd is going to be a Bandit Jump. Bandit Jump made a lot of press for all the wrong reasons this year, and we're excited to actually have it here at the show for all the right reasons. Northeast Ohio Dukes Group is coming in with a replica tribute Bandit Trans Am. For anybody that thinks they're really destroying a Bandit Trans Am, they're not. It'll look like one, but underneath, no, not even close. So we're going to honor Burt Reynolds. We're going to honor Smokey and the Bandit, and we're going to do this Bandit Jump on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and it should be Should be a pretty cool deal as part of the Chevrolet show. We were in a meeting a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how much the Chevy show field, the National Parts Depot show field at Chevy, is trending up with more car clubs and more cars, and of course we have the excitement of the Bandit Jump. So there's a lot going on.
I'm pumped about that.
It'll be fun. We have a VIP package for $75 is all we're selling, and that is well over half sold out. So that's going quick. And that's 4 people, parking pass, to get in to watch the jump, and they'll get center seating for the jump. So
Okay.
it's a one-time thing because the car won't be able to do it a second time. So it'll be
Wow.
neat to see. Something that's never been done. We'll be the first to do it. I think.
Yeah, it's never been done here, and it was potentially going to happen 2 other instances this year, and it didn't. So you can legitimately say that it is happening here for the first time, in the region this year.
Well, from '77 on, I was always a Smokey and the Bandit fan. So.
Great show.
Yeah.
A great movie.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to help as far as get the word out? You guys work so hard, and I think that's one of the things I try to bring up is that there is work done all year long to make what people see happen. There's countless thousands of hours by the team to do this.
So many people, I know for me on the public relations side, maybe less with Scott on the facility side, which he also runs our facilities and maintenance department along with the entire company at this point. They'll say, what you do is year round? Absolutely. And not just me on the marketing side year round, the event planners are putting in time year round from going to SEMA, going to McCacken, going to all these different big auto shows that are across the country, but then hitting the regional shows because we want to try and encourage someone that's in Connecticut or Delaware.
Building relationships.
Yeah. We're trying to get out there in the community. On our side, it's ad placement. It's securing promotional opportunities early in the year so that everything's in line going into the season. It's brainstorming themes and displays, and it really is, for as much as some people might think it is, a year-round job. And we are now at a point where we're wishing for more hours in the day. Spring is right around the corner. It's a blessing and a curse that we're off work for Good Friday leading into spring this year. Easter's late. We were off for Good Friday. But that, it's great to have off that time to sort of reboot and refresh going into a show week. But then at the same time, you lose a day for prep and planning. So, sometimes it's nice when Easter's early versus late.
And not everybody will get off Good Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some of the guys that were in working, and they just have to, but they get that time back some other day down the road, and at the end of the day, we all do what we need to do to get the job done, and you make the sacrifices along the way.
Any word for those that are traveling from near and far? I mean, it's just kind of things to keep in mind. I noticed that with the new website, there's also a lot more opportunity around things to do in the area. Well, the focus on overnight accommodations and everything. It's trying to really make it a total weekend experience.
Well, and there's so much to do in the Cumberland Valley when folks come in. I mean, it's a very historic region with Gettysburg and with Dickinson College and the Whiskey Rebellion and everything, Hershey and the covered bridges and just everything that's in our area. On our Spring Carlisle website, actually, there are some tips for folks to try and follow to better their experience here on the grounds. We offer taxi service to help people get from point A to point B. We offer parts hauling service as an attempt to try and reduce the amount of people that are driving around the grounds when they shouldn't be otherwise. We've opened up a new parking area, Gate 4, now is another parking area and another point of access that will bring people onto the grounds near the Northfield area, a spot that sometimes might be overlooked by enthusiasts. We have an app. We have an app that you can definitely download. It's available on Google Android and iTunes. And then for spring, we're doing something, and fall, VIP Power Picker, which is a special package for $99 that gives you access to the grounds from the Monday of the show through the end of the show. You get a canvas tote, you get a discount subscription opportunity for Hemmings, you get a bidder's badge for the auction, lunch, taxi service, coffee coupon, all kinds of little goodies, and kind of like good VIP treatment. You get basically. For fall, it is on grounds parking. For spring, it's just outside of Gate 4, which is essentially on grounds. You get the taxi service. Yeah, it's as close as you can be without parking on the grounds at spring. And you get taxi service. We'll pick you up and we'll say, okay, where do you want to go first? And we'll drop you off at your, where do you want to start, and help you out throughout the day. So that's $99. You can still walk up and buy one today. You can do it at is it at guest services or
Vendor services?
Vendor services is where we can do it. Yeah,
Definitely check that out. That's amazing value for what you're getting.
absolutely.
And you get to park right beside the show.
Yeah,
Walking
well,
to the gate right
Nobody,
there.
if you're going to be
Can't
walking all
park.
day, you might as well minimize your the walking distance into the facility.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anything else, guys? I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy lunch to talk with me. But
I mean, there is a couple other new things that I think we probably should add in there. Auction has now moved to Chevy Show.
Okay.
So we're going to do a summer auction at the Chevy Show, the Saturday of the Chevy Show this year. That'll be about
one
200
day.
cars or so, one day.
Mm-hmm.
And that has moved over to them. Also, Chevy Show UMI is coming in doing thrill rides down the
Yeah,
track.
I've ridden with
That
them.
goes
They're
over
a lot of
well.
fun. Yep.
And we're doing that now at Ford for the first time also.
Cool.
So Ford will be doing thrill rides. Chrysler's doing thrill rides. There, a lot of people like getting into them. They're
Yeah.
fun and they draw big crowds. So
Absolutely.
The Ford show. I mean, we could really sit here and think of the new things. Is the new GT500 from Ford is coming to the show. The 2.3 liter high performance package Mustang that they just debuted at the New York Auto Show is going to be at the Ford show. Ford does the free test drives over at the neighboring Carlisle Expo Center. Scott mentioned the auction at the Chevy show, and people that come to a lot of our shows notice the ebbs and flows of turnout and participation from Import Performance to Ford to Chevy to Chrysler. But this year's Chevy show, probably more than ever I can think before, offers so much.
yes,
Linda Vaughn, Miss Hearst Golden Shifter is going to be here. We'll have the special guests associated with the Chevrolet brand. We're doing a Hearst showcase, so you're going to have a couple of dozen, high-end Hearst branded vehicles with people like Don Glover here, the people that were, hands-on and key players in the Hearst brand and their rise to popularity. So they're here to talk about the Hearst brand. You have the auction, you have the Bandit Jump. There's just so much going on at the Chevrolet show.
Surging.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to be here to experience it all. And over a 2-day event, I mean, you only need one night of a hotel, really. I mean, you come in Friday, you check in Friday night, you do the show Saturday and roll out. I mean, we try and make it as affordable and convenient as possible.
the other neat thing is they are unveiling the new C8 Corvette this year in New York in June or July.
July, yeah.
And our plan is to have it here for August. So that's a pretty big deal. I mean, it'll be the first you ever get to see the C8.
Yeah, and it's a major departure with the fact that it's
It's a mid-engine car, and
That's right.
and don't hold Scott to that, by the way. But
It's
but
not
our hopes,
guaranteed,
but our hopes.
We're expecting
Yeah.
it.
And if you remember a couple of years ago when the C7 debuted, it was here at the show, and we saw a massive boom in gate and turnout because people wanted to come see the C7. For the Corvette lovers, it was one of the first chances they had to do it, and this year, our Corvette show, it takes the every 5-year hit because of the Corvette Caravan that goes to Bowling Green, and it puts Corvette lovers in an unfortunate position to have to choose between going to Bowling Green or coming to our show. And it's sometimes it's like, well, I can go to Corvettes at Carlisle next year, but Bowling Green's only every 5 years. So this is something that if this comes to fruition, it's going to be really, really cool for the show. And I mean, the car's coming one way or the other midsummer, but whether it comes to Carlisle, I guess you just have to keep an eye on CarlisleEvents.com to see for sure.
very cool. Guys, and I'll give you a final word. Anything else to share before we close?
I mean, the one thing I got is, if you haven't been here, come out. This is more than just a car show. It's fun. There's a lot of things to do. You don't have to be a die-hard car person to enjoy what we have here. And I think most people, once they come, they realize that. But
The thing that you guys have done so well is thought of everything, such as like Women's Oasis, and you consider not just perhaps the car nut of the couple or the family, but those that they may be traveling in with them. They can do other things, and as you mentioned, Cumberland Valley or in town. It's really meant so that people of all backgrounds and interests have something to do while they're here.
Yeah, and you have the on-site installs as well. I mean, there really is. You say we've thought of everything until someone on social media reminds us that we didn't think of,
But that's one more. Yeah.
But we really do try. I mean, you get the on-site installs, and a lot of times, if you're a consumer and you get something installed here at the event, it carries over the factory warranty. Just because you had a guy at the show put such and such thing on your car doesn't void your original manufacturer's warranty. We have those kinds of working agreements, which is really good. And then we offer those non-automotive alternatives, the Women's Oasis, the kids' activity area. I think the best way to summarize it is we aren't just cars in a field. This is a museum. This is living, breathing history, and a lot of times this history is in motion. From the import show, when we're going to have motorized trikes and bikes here from the 1800s, to the Corvette show where we could potentially have a 2020 model on site in the C8 Corvette. I mean, when you're looking at now, in that case, 120 plus years of automotive history.
Yeah.
The Ford show is going to have tractors. The Fordson Tractor Group is going to be here with their tractor.
But also a Ford GT. I mean,
exactly. I mean, from the farm guy with the tractor to the guy that can afford a Ford GT.
$500,000 vehicle.
They're all here.
And speaking of Women's Oasis, you brought that up for the Chevy, Ford, Chrysler, and Corvette show. They'll be doing free manicures and pedicures for the ladies.
Well, hey,
and
that'll be a draw.
Yeah, that'll bring some women in, I'm sure.
Probably not just for the ladies, but
that's true. Yeah.
But it is a thing. It's absolutely.
I have a friend that told me about a friend that.
I know a guy.
That's right. All right, fellas, I'm going to let you get back to your crazy busy day. Thank you very much for being part of this. Okay, you've been patient. Here is the trivia answer. What I'd asked was, what year did Carlisle Productions, Carlisle Events come into existence? And that was 1974. In fact, on September 26th of 1974, it was actually on the fairgrounds, but it was rented at the time. It was not yet owned by the Millers. So post-war 74, that's when it all kicked off. That was the nickname for the first show. And that was the very first car event that the company created by Chip and Bill had promoted to that point. Interestingly enough, Carlisle Productions, now Carlisle Events, was truly one of the very first companies, at least in the United States, that was founded and organized and centered around the promotion and the managing of events that were featuring the car, automotive, truck, motorcycle, the basically transportation hobby. So it was truly an icebreaker and forged ahead for our hobby. So a big thank you to Bill too, and our very best and gratitude to the late great Chip Miller as well. Okay, well, this is a shorter than normal episode. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. A big thank you to our sponsor out of Santa Clara, California, and that would be Man Engineering, man-engineering.com. For all things Subaru performance, they are the go-to. Check them out. Again, I want to thank our friends over at Carlisle Events, always being so gracious and giving so much to opening up and giving us behind-the-scenes access. That made it, of course, today's interview with Scott and Mike possible. A big thanks to Jim Fenarski and everyone for helping us with promotions around the grounds. They are a great group to work with, and we're almost extended family, if you will. So thank you to them. For everyone that's thinking about coming to Carlisle to attend one of the shows, you won't regret it. You're going to have a great time. Highly recommend it. People from all corners of the globe come. The town essentially triples, sometimes quadruples in size just from everyone that comes to visit, and it's a great thing for the economy. It's an epicenter. You gotta see it. For those that are veterans and have been coming year after year, whether you're just coming across the river or you're coming across an ocean, you're gonna have a great season. As you heard from the guys, some neat things happening. For me, the bandit jump I'm jumping out of my skin. I cannot wait to enjoy that. I've been a fan since '77, and to see a recreated stunt like that, it's gonna be huge. Okay, so that is that. Next week, we actually wanted to interject and get this episode in here just in launch because the show season starts and Spring Carlisle's happening. I'll be driving cars at the auction across the block. Looking forward to that. Next week, Bill Sangri. We'll talk to him. You'll get to hear more about that incredible garage of his, as well as his C7 Z06. And there's going to be some surprises with that episode. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So for now, I'll say drive well, be well, and take care.